We are on a different floor today with different friends, all lovers of the game of volleyball. And the Premier Volleyball League returns to one of its strong fan bases where fans love the volleyball game here in Iloilo City. Maayong hapon sa inyo tanan. Ari kami sa Iloilo, mahampang sa volleyball hasta dugay matapos ambot saya. This is the heart of volleyball where it pulsates loud and clear.
Jump.
Again, welcome to the University of San Agustin. There is Iloilo City. And my partner, Neil Flores, who is our regular man about town, he's been to most of the out-of-town games, will tell us that these games are important for the build-up of these teams, though the team standings may not actually say that for them.
I do agree, and we are almost at the end line of our preliminary round, but we have an early Christmas treat for all of our volleyball fans here in Iloilo City. 4 teams, 4 powerhouse teams, the young ones and the veterans will gut it all out for their respective wins today.
Alam niyo po, sa labas pa lang, sinalubong na kami ni Neil. Dalawa lang kami doon sa sasakyan, plus the driver of course. Pero mainit ang pagtanggap ng mga Ilonggo dito sa larong ito. And that's why the Farm Fresh Foxies and Nxled, they're just smiling as well, Neil.
And this is their first time actually to play here in Iloilo, talking about Nxled and Farm Fresh. I was talking to some of the players yesterday and they're just really excited to share their passion for the sport because we have a lively crowd here in San Agustin.
Of course, and we've been here through the years. The heat is hot. We really don't care. We'll be sweating like crazy here. But look at the team standings and you'll understand what we've been talking about.
We have 3 teams already secured in the semifinals. That's Creamline, Chocomucho, and Cheritigo. We are still looking to give one more finals ticket, but that won't be settled today because we still have a game on Tuesday. But for our teams in Nxled and Farm Fresh, they were still impressive this conference despite what their record might say. They've had solid outings with our upper ranked teams, but today they do want to add on to their win column.
Okay, and that's going to be very important. Binigyan ako ng tissue dito. Hindi ko alam kung magkaka-epekto ito. Kung magkakasilbi itong tissue na binigay sa akin. Sabi ng cameraman, Sir Seb, pinapawisa ka. Ako wala akong pakialam. Sige, bahala na. Kasi pag-usapan naman natin yung isang player galing sa Nxled.
Well, Cams Victoria is actually one of the players that is very excited to play here today in Iloilo City. Earlier this year, she turned heads as she decided to turn pro. People were still expecting her to play for the yellow shirts in the USP Golden Spikers, Golden Tigresses, but now she is wearing a different shade. And for the Chameleons, I would say that she has come up big. Conference stats of 72 points in total. We saw her in different positions from the opposite side to the middle blocker, but now looks like she has finally found her groove with the Chameleons.
Alam mo itong Nxled, alam mo, it could be a matter of time. And if they can find the parts that will work for them, well, they could have a very bright future here in the Premier Volleyball League. Let's talk about one of our teammates. Oh, baka mali ang pronunciation to. Laika Ebon? Tama?
Laika Ebon is one of those players naman that has had a huge success story when it comes to comebacks. We know that she came from a major injury, but now she is one of the leading scorers for the Nxled Chameleons. 102 total points. The opposite spiker and lefty is actually one of the best attackers on the floor for Nxled. So today, against the young team in Farm Fresh, you can expect her also to go all out and rack up all of the most of the attack points rather.
And we shall take a close look at them in this particular battle here in Iloilo. It's time to shift our attention to the other side of the floor. I have a question for you before we do that. Inaantay ko ma-on cam tayo pero mukhang matatagalan. Eliza Bertolano is one of the players that we will also take a look at in the course of this game.
Eliza Bertolano is one of those impressive players from the UP program, and Eliza Bertolano is actually one of the newest signings of the Farm Fresh Foxies. We know that itong Farm Fresh, they're trying to solidify their core, and by solidifying their core, they've had an opportunity to add on to their roster. And Eliza Bertolano has had some playing time, not very consistent when it comes to playing time, but in their game against the Galleries, she scored 11 points. So, makikita natin yung head-to-head combat niya with the other outside hitters of Nxled.
Parang nararamdaman ko sa sinasabi mo, these two teams seem to mirror image each other. So they would not like to lose to each other here today. There's one more player we want to talk about, of course, is Trisha Tubo.
Trisha Tubo has emerged as a star. She has been a star since her Adamson days. But here in the Premier Volleyball League, when she turned pro, in her second conference pa lang, she really competed with the other top scorers from our upper-ranked teams. Trisha Tubo has a total conference stats of 175 points. And for a time, she was #1 in the entire league. So we know how deadly she is now that she's back with her former teammate in Louis Romero.
Okay, we will look forward to the flight of Trisha Tubo here today. And before we go anywhere else, we would like to talk about one of the players here. Tell me, bakit hindi ka pinapawisan? Pero meron konti. Mauubos tong tissue na ito nitong araw na ito. Okay, Danny Ravena, and the Ravenas consider this place as their home. I know her dad, Bong Ravena, is from here, but I know that Kiefer, 30, and even Mosi Ravena, they do make some community projects here in Iloilo, Neil. And we'd like to know more about this homecoming from Danny Ravena herself.
I remember playing as an Atenean in front of the Iloilo crowd, and now, fortunately, as a pro athlete, so I'm so proud na at least makikita ulit ako ng mga kababayan ko sa Iloilo to be able to do what I love, representing the city that I love dearly. May onting kaba kasi I really want to show out and prove myself. I owe it to them. I was once in their shoes. It's so fun to see a lot of young athletes trying to really make a name for themselves. And dahil sa mga idols ko na nakakalaro ko ngayon, dahil sa kanila, nagagawa ko yung gusto ko gawin, and which is volleyball. Kahit saang city ka, kahit anong probinsya ka, kahit kano kaliit yung school or kung saan ka naglalaro, yung support nila ramdam ko from Iloilo hanggang sa Manila. Or I know I can't speak the dialect fluently, but you know, at heart, I'm a very, very proud Ilongga. Hello sa mga kababayan ko sa Iloilo. Maraming salamat sa suporta at sana mag-enjoy kayo lalo ngayong sa PVL is in Iloilo. And just continue supporting the league, and thank you so much again. Halonggid!
Medyo iniiwas-iwasan ko si Danny Ravena kasi pareho kami ng birthday niyan. May utang akong buffet yan sa batang yan. Matagal na. 4 na taon ko na yatang kinakantsaw sa kanya. But Danny, it's so nice that you have this connection here in Iloilo.
That was a heart-warming feature, and I'm sure the Iloilo fans are very happy to see Danny Ravena back on court. And I heard that we are sold out here in this venue. But don't worry, if wala po kayo dito, you can...
Yung mga taga-production, worried na pinapawisan ako rito. Okay lang yan eh. Wala naman kasalian, pero may poll question tayo.
Yeah, actually...
Ikaw dapat magsabi
yeah,
niyan.
for the people who are not in the venue, you can actually catch us live on the Pilipinas live app, and alam ko sobrang active ng ating social media community. So we have a Pilipinas Live poll question that you can actually click on sa baba ng streams nyo on the Pilipinas Live app. The question is, which lefty opposite will drop more points? Will it be Trisha Tubu for the Farm Fresh Foxies or Laika Ebon from the Nxled Chameleons? Hashtag PVL 2023. And you can also engage with us with your other social media channels. Again, do not forget to use the hashtag PVL 2023.
Thank you very much, partner. And we will have this game. Nxled will go up against the Farm Fresh Foxies. I just wanted to make sure. Kaya tumalikod ako eh. Mahirap na makalimutan ko. Pero huwag kayo mawawala. Stay with us. We'll be back with you. Halindiri sa Iloilo. Ikaw ang pinawisan eh.
We would like to present to you our officiating officials for this match. First referee, Patrick Alan Castillo, National Referee. Second referee, Joy De Imos, National Referee. Starting lineup of Farm Fresh Foxies. Number 4, Kate Noril Santiago. Number 7, Team Captain Louie Romero. Number 8, Riza Cruz. Number 12, Trisha Gale Tubo. Number 5, Alyssa Bertolano. Number 13, April Kyle Tagsi. Starting libero is number 17, Jessa Doro. Head coach, Mr. Jerry Yee. Starting 6 of Nxled Chameleons. Number 2, Laika Ebon. Number 3, Juana Lois Maraguinot. Number 7, Chris Asilus Makaslang. Number 10, Camille Victoria. Number 17, Camille Angelica Carl. Number 8, May Luna. Starting libero is number 5, Richelle Victoria Jorvina. Head coach of Nxled Chameleons, Mr. Takayuki Minowa. This game is under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusement Board. This is Premier Runaway.
And here are your starters. Starting you way to watch the PVL via the Pilipinas Live app or Filipinas rather, everywhere. Download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos. We're just moving into the home stretch of our tournament. It's a great opportunity for the fans and the teams that are coming here to Iloilo to be able to interact with each other. Always a warm welcome by the Ilonggos here. Neil, you've been here since yesterday, actually.
Yeah. Well, these two teams, they're actually out of contention already when we talk about the semifinals. But they still want to end their season on a high note by winning their last few games. And very promising, parehong volleyball program ng Nxled and Farm Fresh. because we've seen them challenge a lot of the stronger teams here in this conference to tight games. And in some of those games, they actually almost won, nabibitin lang when it comes to
that's
maturity and composure as a team.
And talk of the popularity of these teams as Tubo makes the first point of this match. When in our hotel, in the lobby, there were fans waiting for team players from all teams of the two teams to have their photos taken with them. In the meantime, let's go with the first serve of Farm Fresh Foxies. That's Kate Santiago. Romero. This is double block, and it's down and out. Nxled takes care of business there.
We know that both of the games today will be tight ones. Itong Nxled and Farm Fresh, they're just right next to each other when you take a look at the team rankings.
Yeah. And you don't want to lose to a team. That's your mirror image. You may be the same in the team standings in terms of skills, but you don't want to lose to that kind of team. You may lose to the higher ranked teams, but against a team that you know you can beat, you don't want that to happen. Where does referee Castillo point? He points in the direction of Farm Fresh.
The ball didn't touch the blockers of the Farm Fresh Foxies, so that was a good call by our first referee.
Alam mo itong University of San Agustin, a very big campus here in the heart of Iloilo City. We've been here through the years. The games of the MBA before. In the meantime, the serve is loose. What good does an out-of-town game do for the bonding of a team, Neil?
Personally, they get to bond over different activities every time they're in the province. It's like I wouldn't call it a vacation talaga, but it's also their time to unwind and get out of the busy streets of Metro Manila.
And get to know a teammate who could be your roommate.
Yeah.
You have to be a good teammate, be a good roommate.
And aside from that, it's just really fan service also to our supporters here in Iloilo City.
And you know that Iloilo, Rojas, Capiz, these are the food buffets of the Visayas. The seafood just loves to stay here. I don't know why. Tubo will be serving. Our score is 4-2. Early lead by the Foxies. Tubo with a great dig. Corvina, rather. That is going to be blocked. Nowhere to go for Laike Bon.
It's a quick 3-point lead for the Farm Fresh Foxies. One of the biggest advantages of this team would really be their core. I mean, this is almost technically the starting six of the Adamson program. So when they transition to the pros, yung kilos nila, alam na nila yung isa't isa, wala nang masyadong kataan. I guess the thing that they really need to develop is their composure against yung mga veteran teams natin. Doon sila na bibitin doon sa mga past games nila.
And the fact that you're playing against some of these veteran teams at a much higher level compared to your collegiate days. In the meantime, this serve is in play. That is stopped over cleanly but kept alive. We're going to have a joust at the net. Maraguinot battling there. Here is Maraguinot, and no, it refuses to hit the floor. Here's the attack by Tubig. Good dig up. This crowd is screaming early on, and it is a net touch. The most depressing call in volleyball.
The pass was too tight for Camille Cal.
To begin with, no?
So she just tried to ad-lib and save that first pass.
Jerry talking to Bertolano. You rarely see Jerry go all the way back there. Alam mo, patient din si Jerry with this team. They haven't won that many, but the serve is long.
For most of the time here in this conference, itong si Alyssa Bertolano, she has always come off the bench, but now she is the starter. Rookie year pa lang niya, everybody was so impressed with her performance with the Fighting Maroons.
Okay, Ebon will serve. Go ahead. You want to say something?
She was also a part of the Jerkoy Defenders for a season, but now she's found a new home with Coach Jerry.
We're glad you could join us wherever you're following us. I'm Samantha Mil Flores and our team here in Iloilo. Our team has been here since yesterday and getting the venue prepared, the coverage prepared. We hope you have a grand time as we are also having quite a ball. Maraginot and from the block. It'll stay out.
We have also been impressed by the resurgence of Joanna Maraginot.
Yes.
From the Akari Chargers side to the Nxled Chameleons. And I guess sobrang nakatulong din yung Japanese coach because
that call out.
Yeah, when you think about the Japanese style of coaching, it's always the hard truth. It's always walang sugar coating, and it really helps in developing the players. Kita naman natin yung successful program in their country.
In the meantime, Ebon's serve is too hot to handle. Kate Santiago unable to elevate it to a playable level. Here we go. The serve will belong to Ebon. The set. It is off the block. We're tied at 7.
It's an unconventional position for Kate Santiago. Usually the southpaws are located on the opposite side of the court, but you have Trisha too there. So since Kate Santiago is a player that can also pass and defend,
so somebody has to give way, no?
Somebody has to give way. And as a left wing spiker, kailangan meron kang defense skill set eh. So I guess that was the adjustment also on the side of this player.
Big shot mishandled by the back row. And look at this crowd of all ages enjoying the action early on. And all set to serve for all of us will be Joe Maraginot. Tutuwa ko sa fans, kilala nila yung mga player, no? Ano sila, social media, television, and through different channels as well. Thank you so much. In the meantime, ball is elevated high by Ebon. Tracked down by Danny Ravena, who's already on the floor. This is flip. And Ebon has it. The set. It's a little over the too much. Romero counters. Block and out. It's a check ball, says the lines judge.
That will also make it difficult for the Chameleons to read the attacks of Santiago as a left-handed hitter.
You're right. Gives them something to think about. Huh? What a set. Beautiful reverse set. Done that time by Kamoy Kal. She has a nice touch, no?
Yeah. Former NU standout. And itong si Counts Victoria, she always loves getting these differential type of sets. Ayaw niya yung masyadong mababa because she needs that allowance of time to be able to go for a good wind-up eh.
That's a great observation. There are some players that can't stay too long. In the meantime, in the air, that is, in the meantime, that nicks the line. And we are at 9 apiece. This game ambling along. And Jerry Yee is already there. You can see him on the left side of your picture talking to Kate Santiago. The joust, playable. No whistle from referee Castillo, and that's going to be out of reach.
May Luna, being the power hitter that she is, will always hit it with intention.
Okay, lipat tayo sa kabila. Si Kala magsaserve. Malakas. And it is long. And that'll make it 10 apiece here in the first set. Look kayo sa Cagayan de Oro. I saw the early part. How many sets did you last?
It was a back-to-back 3-setter type of game. So it was a quick one, but it was very intense.
And we'd like to thank the friends of Neil and Ayel. I know it was Ayel that you were with. I saw the first portion and then sabi ko, wow, you enjoy yung dalawa. In the meantime, here comes the serve. May Luna will do the honors. Oh, too far away. Danny apologizes. That was playable, you know.
Yeah. If it didn't touch the hands of the blocker, it would have landed dun sa zone
Okay, experience a new way to feel the heart of volleyball. Watch Biceps 5-day block in a high definition and on demand anytime, anywhere, and on any device via the Philippines Live app. Download and register now. Oh, mga amigo natin halin sa Iloilo, Bacolod, and other parts of the country, maayong hapon sa inyong tanan, sa inyong tanan. And they're enjoying the action early on. It's a lively one. We're into the technical time of 13-11. Are both teams being extra careful here in this game?
Both teams are just feeling out each other really at this point of the opening set.
I think it's not Bea De Leon that just arrived.
I think that's Abby Marani and Ivy Lacasina.
Okay. You spotted them. Nag-shades pa yung dalawa, kilala naman sila. And we are back in action. 13-11 is the count here. Again, we welcome you to the University of San Agustin. No matter where you're watching us, through our different delightful platforms. There you go. I think this is Chang. Baka nag-beach. Nag-beach siguro yan yun. And we are underway. Maraguinot. The set by Lucero. It's high up. Ooh, hala ko regalo, ha? And this one is a check ball. It'll be a point for Farm Fresh.
That's one of my favorite plays from the dynamic duo of Louie Romero and Riza Cruz. I've heard that they've been teammates since high school. So sobrang pulido yung connection every time they run that slide attack. It can be a short one, it can be a long one.
Kuminsan, tingin lang nguso. Pakiramdam no? Oh, Maraguinot whipping it hard, but playable. One-handed attempt at a recovery, but it is out of reach. For number 8, that's May Luna. Watch this.
The set was already a bit low for Kate Santiago, so she just decided to target the donut hole dun sa depensa ng Nxled Chameleons.
I think when she flew in the air, she finally found that hole, and this one is short as Victoria whisks it against the net and unable to get it across.
And that is another lead switch, lead change in the first set. Farm Fresh getting consecutive points.
Let's go with Bertolano. Solid serve, and it's an ace. Eliza has a loaded serve, and there's some women. Serve palang, malakas na. And they will never serve anything in any less fashion. It's always going to be this way. And she throws it in front of her, not atop her. So she has some acceleration. And clarification. Referee Castillo.
Setter was a back row player, and I think the ball already crossed the net. So it was supposed to be an illegal attack called by the first referee. And that's correct.
And there's no question no argument from Coach Taka. I'm glad you're here to explain those things. That is through two players, a big wide alley between Maraguinot and May Luna. Watch this. Just finding the direction, and ikaw, ako, nobody got to it. Timeout taken.
I said, cover.
Assistant Coach Villet Ponce de Leon was right on top of that discussion there before Coach Taka added his footnote. In the meantime, this is inside. It's an ace and it's a 5-point lead for Farm Fresh.
Now, this is a 5-point lead. Kung titingnan natin, it's a very simple reason. It's just the serving of the Farm Fresh Foxies. And
one click.
yeah, sometimes people underestimate the importance of serving in a game, but sometimes that really dictates how the offense will play out.
In games that have a serve, it is your first weapon, really. It's an offensive device. Regalo! Handle doesn't cross over. The point will belong to Nxled.
It's that point there for the substitution of Coach Taka. Kiara Permentilla in for the very first time to replace May Luna. The Chameleons have been having a hard time receiving the jump serves of Eliza Bertolano, and sometimes players would actually prefer receiving jump serves compared to float serves.
Why?
Because
you know where it's coming
yeah,
from.
mas mahirap kasi pag kumaliwa bigla yung float serve compared sa jump serve. As long as
you'd rather handle the strength, the power, than the misdirection.
As long as you're in the right position and as long as you're in that right stance, makukuha mo naman yung jump serve.
That's a good point. In the meantime, this 5-point lead has now been slashed down to just 3. And the serve now will belong to Laika Ebon. Here come the Chameleons trying to shape themselves into a form and shape that is going to be a little more spirited here. Double block is out and the point will go to the Foxies.
More substitutions.
Janine Navarro.
Yes, that is Navarro. And Magic Mangolabnan.
We are awaiting the actual permission for Navarro to come in. Referee Imus is the second referee. She allows the substitution to take place. It flies over the set. Romero gets to it. It's going to be a free ball. It's in the air. Set up job. Navarro cuts it up. Nice jump set fake. Too hot to handle. Mangolabnan is there nonetheless. Navarro backs it over and dumps it in. Using her extended hands, her height, everything actually.
The second stringers of Coach Taka doing well in these substitutions. Navarro getting a quick point off that overpass from the Farm Fresh Foxies.
19-16, just in the first set, each point being fought for so deliberately here. Nice set coming from Louis Romero. I love the hesitation.
It's a very simple movement. Yung mga small nuances na yon that really confuses the blockers of the other side. And out of all of the rookies, actually, kay Louis Romero talaga ako pinaka na-impress because it doesn't feel like it's her first conference in the pros.
You know, I saw one game where Romero was the best player of the game, and rightfully so. I think it was the first win of the Foxies. Anyway, we've got a very spirited exchange that doesn't last very long.
Camps Victoria changing things up, going for a drop ball.
That split-second decision to take a picture of the scene. In the meantime, some housekeeping done on the floor right now. Let's go with the serve of Camille Victoria. Into the middle we go. Difficult set. Still alive. No whistle. We play on. That will punch through.
Another excellent set there from Louis Romero. Not too flashy, but always has that impressive control every time she gives up that second ball.
And you can tell me, you played this game. We've done this for a number of years, and you know that the set helps define the first part of the point. And that is delivered upon from the right wing.
That is the second point of Janine Navarro.
Coming off the bench.
Was a star player for the Lady Blazers in her time in the collegiate ranks.
Blazers also doing well again with Jerry Yee. And their tournament starts in April. I had a brief chat with Jerry. I congratulated him on their win in the PNBF. The women's team winning there against UP. In the meantime, 21-18. Very festive sporting weekend, of course. Lots of things to follow. Tubo lifts it very high. Comes a set. Combination. Dug up by Ravenna. Into the deep corner.
One of the most difficult angles to defend kasi corner pocket, saktong-sakto. Like Ebon, now also contributing to the cause of the Nxled Chameleons with her attack points. They have 3 in the front row right now. Makaslang, Permentilla, and Ebon.
That's a hefty, loaded front line. Ravenna keeping it very much in play with an excellent dive. Ravenna says, I've got it. Making it a set. The strike. And on point. Parang alam ni Danny ang mangyayari doon.
Excellent dig from Danny Ravenna to the delight of the Iloilo fans.
Tight and close, 21-20. New face on the floor for Farm Fresh. It's Damit. That is short.
Too low.
Coach Taka egging on the troops. They have now tied the score after being down by as much as 5. But here comes the first challenge of this match. It's a block touch question.
Coaches would have to approach our monitor here in the technical table so that they can check the replay. We don't have big screens here in the venue. The replay and the technical table's decision, it was indeed a block touch, so it was good to play.
I've seen it also, Neil. Now, sometimes the decision is it's not conclusive. Will they replay the point? I think we'll replay the point. I am beginning to feel it. Boy, it happens at the critical part of this match, this first set. Referee Imus is here at the scorer's table.
So we just have to make adjustments on the score so that we can resume play. But for both teams, they have to focus on getting the next point kahit ano pa mang decision in that previous rally.
There is you and me. We don't have a hand. in deciding this. And you have a fan. You're a fan. Somebody gave you that?
Thank you, Tita Mosey Ravenna.
Oh, wow, ba't ikaw lang? Partner ko na yan. Ikaw lang ang mahal ni Mose. Samantala, okay, 21 all. Nil ang nangyari. Okay? So it happens at this very critical stretch. Oh, that is short on the attack. Luis Romero had the set, but Tubo sort of miscalculated.
We're at that junction of the first set na papalapit na tayo sa 25-point mark. And of course, Luis Romero will go to the highest percentage attacker, which was Trisha Tubu.
We will listen into the timeout. Let's try to listen to Jerry Yee if we can. If we do have a chance to do so. If not, that's all right. Jerry Yee doesn't have a long timeout. Okay, get access to the second All-Filipino conference of the Premier Volleyball League live and in HD on One Sports, One Sports Plus, more premium channels for the whole family when you switch to Signal Postpaid. Subscribe to Plan 520 and enjoy 3 free months with no cash out. Kanga free. Call number 88555 or visit your nearest Signal dealer. Pabuti pa yung mga fans dito, dressed for the occasion. No? Chill na chill. In the meantime, let's go with this serve. Cal. Regalo. Nakasling with a sling.
That is back-to-back errors for the Foxies here in the tail end of set number 1. And this is where it all boiled down then in their previous games. Yung panapos na hinahanap ni Coach Jerry, they're still trying to establish that.
That will, that grit, angas na kung angas on how to finish and close out a set. Two ball attacks. Maraginot is at the back row. Here comes a tap. Elevated high. Will you go back to Tubo? Yes! Tubo cuts it down to 1.
That was an important break point for the Farm Fresh Foxies. They had back-to-back mistakes on the attack and on the receive.
Yes, they needed that point so desperately to stay in the running here in the first. Tubo attacks. Is it a check ball? No, it's outside.
That's another unforced error on Trisha Tubu.
And that brings the Chameleons to set point. May Luna, sorry. This is Shara Permentilla who will serve. Combination. Out and done. That'll do it for this first set. And this first set goes the way of the Chameleons at 25-22. You know, but I have a feeling we still have a long ways to go with this one. Before we send you into a break, we're going to check on the score now. That's the big score, 25-22. And we'll take a break. We'll show you highlights when we return. Okay, it ended at it ended at 25-23 actually. And ano ba talaga? 25-22. Ayun. Okay, nagkasundo na.
Yeah, that was
Kasi kung 25-25, hindi pa tapos yung per set.
that's the correct score, 25-22 in favor of the Nxled Chameleons.
Malikot ang kamay ng bumubuton eh. 25-22. Choice catch tayo, highlights. Sayang for Farm Fresh because they had a substantial lead. If I'm not mistaken, it was at 18-13 when they established it.
5-point lead courtesy of the serving of Eliza Bertolano. She had a lot of good jump serves in no-touch aces pa nga na hindi nahahawakan ng mga receivers ng Nxled. But again, these unforced errors, I don't know if it comes with the youth or yung situational decision-making ng mga bata.
Those are good questions.
But sayang for the Farm Fresh Foxies because we thought that they were in total control of set number 1 after breaking through the multiple deadlocks. And as you can see, the Nxled Chameleons also utilized their second stringers to rack up their attack points. They edged out the Foxies by 2 in that department. And in blocking, Nxled had 1. Ang maganda lang sa Farm Fresh, they had 3 service aces. Most probably it all came from Eliza Bertolano. And when it comes to unforced errors, magkalapit lang naman, but the timing of the errors of Farm Fresh came at the tail end of set number 1.
You know, you're right about the two teams. Farm Fresh is at 2-8, so lumalabas nil. This is their last game. No, because you play 11 games. On the other side, it's also the last game of the Chameleons because they're at 3-7. So it's like a championship here. Who ends a season or a conference with a smile and with a win, which is probably what both teams are working for here. Here we go. We do not change sides here in terms of the position. We are still with the Chameleons on the right of your kick here. That's a net touch. Referee Imus is right there to make the call.
2-point lead for Farm Fresh. For Farm Fresh now, alam nila that they can score points from the service line. They can get a couple there, maybe 3 or 4 would help their cause.
In the meantime, Permantilla takes care of connecting, and Shara now gives the Chameleons its first point.
Coach Jerry Yee decided to have a different starting unit in this set. The Lady Blazers are on the floor.
Want some familiarity, I guess, to equalize the set count. Victoria heaves it high. This attack, oh, well done on the other side by Lucero. Good counter on the digging. Permantilla cuts it up. The set, the drop.
Velasco getting a point from that power tip.
Look at what Samantha does here.
That has become a viable option of attack for middle blockers. Before, we're used to seeing a lot of puro power hits, but now they're intentionally going to these power tips.
Might as well get different kinds of looks, different kinds of offensive weapons, so that the opponent remains baffled with what you're trying to do. Here we go. We're going to be with the serve of Kamoy. Cal looked long, but Santiago was there to take it. Santiago makes it a toss. Here comes the reverse. Tight and close. It is foiled at the net.
Double block, well established on the side of the Farm Fresh Foxies.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with our surroundings here today, we're in a different venue. We are in Iloilo City at the University of San Agustin. Sarmenta and Will Flores with our entire production team here. Makasling missing that attempt.
Now it's the turn of the Nxled Chameleons to commit these unforced errors.
Ano yan? Mataas ang set, hindi lang tama ang timing. Iba't iba yan, no? Nag-usap bigla si...
Cal actually put up the signal for a big quick attack, but the approach was for an A quick attack.
Yun. So, cross signals.
Now another block will be registered by the Foxies.
That happens in the game, eh? You thought you saw this signal. In the meantime, 6-2 tally here. Foxies trying to equalize the set count. First set going the way of the Chameleons. 25-22 in case you're just joining us. Here's the push and the rejection of the effort of Rich Makaslang to get it across with a spike. I sense a timeout from Coach Taka. This will be interesting. Dani Ravena shouting at the top of her lungs in that ceasefire. And they've fallen behind by 5 here. They took the first, of course. And you can see that number 1 there. That means that they did take the first at 25-22. In the meantime, the serve now belongs to Samantha Nolasco.
Coach Taka didn't even wait for the technical timeout to talk to the girls. See the sense of urgency there.
Sometimes when the errors just string together, you want to arrest it quickly. Kept in play nonetheless by Horvina. Nice set, just caught in the water.
Single block by Kiara Permantilla on that short slide of Risa Cruz.
You know, when Louis Romero does that fake, you know she's going middle somehow. They're clarifying who will serve, which you can do, as we always say.
Only the team captain can go up to the technical table and ask.
Inquire. Ba pumasok? Linis. Tinaas. Ravena gets to it. Into the deep end, and it is a check ball.
Jo Maraganot will get that check ball and that point for the Nxled Chameleons, still trailing by 3.
They know how to play comeback. They played with their backs against the wall at 18-13 earlier. Again, you raise a good point about the Foxies and how do we learn how to finish sets wherein we're ahead. In the meantime, it's an attack. It's out. I am in awe always, whether that's in or out, of the sheer power of Joe Maracena. Really. This serving player lands in the front row. Adjustment. That is powered through, but it's still in play. Blocked. Elevated. Nice roll on the floor by Arvina. The shot. Oh, it died in the water.
That was the libero's ball to get. The deflection was still playable. It was a really high ball. Cal and Hervina had a miscue. But of course, you don't want the setter naman getting that first ball. Kasi mawawala din yung sistema pagdating sa atake.
The down the line attempt is misfired. And it now belongs to the Foxies, who lead by 6. Mangulabnan makes a return into this game.
Tides have changed very quickly here in the second set.
Bilis, bilis ng mood change. Pascual with the serve. Oh, binutasan ang Foxies sa kabila.
I like what Maji Mangulabna did in that set. Alam niya nagkakagulo yung mga teammates. They needed one clean hit to be able to re-establish themselves on the floor. And she went to that simple set to the right side, and it was a clean shot from Laika Ebon.
Let's run something we know, something that we like, something that we know we can score on. That's a good point, Neil. In the meantime, here comes the attack on the serve, in play. Oh, to the other end, and it's a little too strong. Not a little, but very strong.
It hit the fingertips of Laika Ebon. First referee saw that clearly.
So it was high up and out, but touched last by the Chameleons. And Tapa was there to serve. Maraginot can't knock it in cleanly so far. This block is solid.
Joe Maraginot has been checked by the blockers of the Chameleons. Now you see the versatility of Camps Victoria. You can put her on the right side to attack, but you can also put her in the middle so that she can get these kill blocks for their squad.
Talk of versatility, huh? Ebon serve long. I've now grown accustomed to coaches not reacting anymore when they see a service error. They try to disguise their disappointment. 12-6 tally here. We all know the players trying to hit the target. There's a certain objective, but can't blame the coaches for feeling the missed opportunity. Maraginot is checked over the backward. The set to the other end. Well done. Santiago with a delivery.
Quick swing there, just maximizing the speed in that hit. She knew that Camps Victoria would be late for the close-up.
And we've got a technical timeout at 13-6. Neil and I and the rest of the gang will be back after this. Only Chang Abi can get away with being Chang Abi in the heat.
Ivy Laxina also in attendance.
Yeah. I learned from Panay Mercado that naabutan niyang teammate si Abi Maranyo. Kuminsan daw, pag tinaas ka sa floor niyan, inabi Maranyo ka daw.
They just wrapped up their conference, I believe.
So many bumps and challenges. In transition sa akin ng F2, they're finding their new character. New members, new players. In the meantime, that sails out. They'll make it 13-7. I really feel there's a transition that's going on in volleyball, in both the men and the women, actually.
The systems are also being upgraded by their respective teams.
Yeah, you're right. I'm adding new players, new faces. Some are getting younger. In the meantime, this attempt to keep it in play. Alanganin. Ginawa ng paraan ni Permentillo. Permentillo is such a wise, crafty player at the net. Huh? Knows what to do there. Here
offhand to push it against the block of Louis Romero. Now, Farm Fresh has a familiar 5-point lead.
Here we
This
go
was the
again.
lead that they squandered in set number 1. Let's
Squandered.
see if they can take care of that lead. Make that a 4-point lead.
You're right. That's the right verb. Squandered. Because they were at that stretch in control of the match. Of the first set, at least. Here comes the serve of Joe Maraginot. It's a whip. And Jesse Dorog hesitating there.
You have to remember that the left wing spiker is there for emergency. So she will be the last person to put that ball over. And siya yung aatake. So you cannot give her the second pass. It has to be the libero or the other players in the back court.
That's going to be a tough lesson for... Well, at least it is a lesson for Jesse Dorog. In the meantime, the point is immediately taken back by the Foxies. Romero's serve is in play. Oh, that's a solid block.
That's the disadvantage of differential plays. It's easier for the blockers to read the angle that you're going to. That was a single block from Nolasco against Camps Victoria.
And look at this, the Foxies falling apart here at 16-10. You know, there's a trick here in this game. Don't move. Don't move. Don't breathe. Breathe, but don't move, or else you'll feel the heat. Boxed, blocked, and sent out by Permantilla, who's been a heavy scorer at that front row.
Came in for May Luna a while ago, but now she has retained her possession. Daan sa left side.
Dorog. Playable. And out of reach. Hey, you look at this. Foxes might tiptoe all the way to the finish line here.
If they exchange points with the Chameleons at this point, they will still end up on top.
But I'm sure Jerry wants a clean finish. And that's a step forward in that direction.
I believe that Pascual is one of the best opposites in the NCAA. And looking at the elevation and the block reach, that's probably the reason why Coach Jerry decided to field them in.
So much competition in the NCAA volleyball ranks. In the meantime, that is long and out, I believe. Am I right?
There was a check ball.
Oh, check ball. Binigay nga sa Chameleon. So they get the 12th point. Madge Mangolabnan will do the serve for all of us here. Still in the second set. Santiago got to it. Cross-court attempt. Dug up cleanly. The reverse. And Ebon makes a connection.
Madge Mangolabnan is just trying to slow things down. Baliktad kasi sila ng Farm Fresh eh. In the setting style of Louis Romero, she wants everything fast.
Yes.
Fast-paced, low sets na papaluin mo agad. But in the case of the Nxled Chameleons, they're just trying to counter that strategy of the Foxies by going to higher set plays.
Let them wait for it, baga. Ito, yung travel time ng set niya, mabilis lang eh. Bang! Kagad. She likes to create the confusion on the other side for the blockers to keep guessing. It's going to be Nolasco serving for the Foxies, who have a 6-point lead, trying to make a giant stride towards taking the second set. It's airborne. Permantilla attacks. The set, the toss, the one-handed recovery. Orvina. Here's a standing spike. Santiago set this up to the open area by Pascual.
Looks like it was a good decision for Coach Jerry to field in the second stringers na parang pwede rin pang starters talaga eh.
Parang bumalasa siya eh. Let's mix it up a bit here. Keep the other side guessing. In the meantime, this is Justin Dorog.
I guess that's also becoming one of the new norms. Yung mga second stringers ng mga PVL teams natin ngayon, parang pwedeng maging first six eh. When you take a look
Yes.
of most of the teams here, ganun yung nagiging roster nila.
Alam mo kasi, the second six is the one, and I'll say it out loud, yun ang tigabugbog ng per six eh. Diba sa training, diba? They have to play better than the first six. They have to force the first six to play better also. So in the process, they get all better. In the meantime, that's out of reach. Pascual has been productive.
From offense to defense, chipping in a lot of points for the Foxies. This is now a huge lead at 7. I would say that it has been a dominant performance by Farm Fresh.
Referee Castillo reminding Pascual, wait for my whistle please. Hindi pa nakasakay ang mga pasahero. Wait lang. Dug up on the back row. High up and out.
There's some of the bonus points given up by the Foxies, but they have to be careful. A while ago, they had a good lead at 8, pero bumaba sa 4.
And it suddenly turned around completely. Makaslang, all set to serve, goes in. Santiago was there. And there's a swimming party on the other end.
1-2 play from Louis Romero.
Kinindatan lang sila. Oh.
That's how she gives instructions. Parang isang tingin lang. Alam na nung mga attackers kung ano yung play na gustong mangyari ni Louis Romero.
Bertolano. Scorcher. Counter Scorcher.
You can see the stability of the sets of Maji Mangulabnan, like Ebon always responding to the call of Coach Taka to get these important break points.
Especially when they're trying to play catch-up here, down by 6 currently, as you can see on your scoreboard. They have a lead of 1-0 in the set count. They took the first at 25-22. Here comes the set down the middle. The intention to go to the back row is read by the defense. The one-handed push. It's elevated. The counter. It's out. Abil was trying to pursue it, but really out of reach there.
Farm Fresh only needs 2 points to equalize at 1 set apiece against the Nxled Chameleons.
Service will come from the middle here. Oh, too hot. Too hot. Riza Cruz putting some sauce on that.
That has been a recurring problem, I would say, for the Nxled Chameleons in set number 1. Again, they gave Farm Fresh 3 points off the services of Alyssa Bertolano, and now dumadagdag ulit in that department.
Set point. Abel, and that's out of reach. The Chameleons save 1.
A tall ladder to climb for the Chameleons. Farm Fresh only needs 1 more point. They can get it with this rotation. Kate Santiago in front alongside Nolasco. Very tall middle blocker.
Here's Abel. Santiago. Rejected. Reset. Back row. Pascual! What a set she has played!
Yes, and best option here in the second frame for Louis Romero. Again, a lot of contributions in the blocking department, and now we see her arsenal na meron pala siyang back row attack, so that will also be a primary option for Louis Romero heading into set number 3.
25-17 is the count of the second. We're tied in the set.
Jump.
No question of the development, the progress of Iloilo. And as we welcome you inside the University of San Agustin, maayong hapon sa inyong tanan. Atong score, eksakto, tabla, 25-22, 25-17. Farm Fresh now finding a way how to close the set, Neil.
In set number 1, Nxled erased the 5-point lead of Farm Fresh, but here in the second set, hindi na nila nagawa ulit yun. They had so many mistakes on the receiving end, and there were a lot of out-of-system plays. That's why yung Farm Fresh, they really had a heyday in actually choosing their point of attack. Louis Romero really enjoyed giving these sets up. Aside from Risa Cruz, Pascual also had 6 points, very productive in the time given to her by Coach Jerry Yee.
I like your point over the fact that Jerry shuffled his cards. Let's give the second team a chance here and look at the differences in the numbers.
13 attacks for the Foxies, and the biggest difference was the blocking. Yes, Nxled had 3 kill blocks. Farm Fresh only had 1 more. But when you talk about the soft touches, ang dami nung sa Farm Fresh. That's why Louis Romero had an easier time compared to Camille Cal and Maggie Mangulapnan in setting up their counter-attack. Mapapansin natin that dun sa side ng Nxled, it was very basic. They didn't have opportunities to set up their combination plays. And for Farm Fresh, they had all day to choose which combination play ang pupuntahan nila. And aside from that, the unforced errors were a lot on the side of Nxled. 6 unforced errors compared to the only 2 of the Farm Fresh Foxies. That's why Coach Jerry has decided to field in the same starting lineup in the second frame here in the third.
And you're taking a look at fans with fans because it's scorching hot here. That's always been. It's not a rap against the place. It's just that most of the events that have happened here, this has been a great sports venue through the years. We welcome all of you to Iloilo City here at the University of San Agustin. We're just about ready to put the ball into play here in the third set. And when we said in the opening earlier that we had no idea how long this match would take, and it's playing true to form. Both teams playing their last games of the conference. Elevated high. Hey, Pascual continues to shine.
Point number 7. So now it's a mix, half and half. Half from Adamson, half from CSB. And they are working well together.
Yeah. Uh-oh. On that particular attempt, it's out of reach. Yung Dorogs, sila yung mga liberos.
Sisters.
Yeah.
One of the many sister acts here in the PVL.
Dami.
Oh!
Is it Pascual again?
Yeah.
Pakasimple nga, no?
Look at the leaping ability. Out of all the players of the Foxies,
walang ka-flourish, you know?
She has displayed the highest leaping ability.
You don't want to guard me. Parang sinasabi, sige, I will just produce points. Look at the way that was hoisted high by Louis Romero. This is playable. Even Coach Taka backpedaled. It's in the air. Oh! Oh! Sabi ni Santiago, thank you. Louis is there. Pascual attacked. Cal. Hello! Walang tao sa bahay.
That misreceive from that chance ball proved to be very costly for the Farm Fresh Foxies. Dumulas dun sa kamay ni Kate Santiago. I understand because we've had a couple of lengthy rallies here and there. And with the sweat of the players, natural yan every time they receive the ball, nagkakaroon ng
Yeah, plus the humidity of the place. Diba? Humidity is the amount of water in the atmosphere. So, nipis. Hello. Sabi ni Santiago, ba't ako? Follow Neil! Regalo sa'yo yun, no? Kayang-kaya yun. Ito, tingnan nyo to, ha? Kay Nila abot to, eh. Sinaas. Wala na, hindi na. Ayun, si Neil, ho. Nasa kanan, ho, si Neil doon. Hindi sinwing ni Direk, eh. Samantala, 3-2 ang bilang natin. Lamang ang Farm Fresh. Hello, nagkabanggaan. Lampas. Jerry. I love it when Jerry reacts. Rarely reacts, but when he does, it's so picturesque. I'm sorry, I'll have to use that word. He makes a quick sub. Bertolano is gonna come in.
Si Coach Jerry, he's the type of coach na magkamali na kayo dun sa mga komplikadong bagay. Huwag lang dun sa mga alam nating dapat kontrolado na natin at 100%.
Di ba doon namamatay yung mga coaches, eh? Di ba? Yung, ito, madali ito. Klaro. Pumasok ba? Hindi. Out. Mukhang challenge. Challenge ba?
I don't think they will challenge at the early
May senyas, eh. Pero,
part of the number 3.
We've had only one challenge so far, di ba? 4-3 ang bilang natin. Nxled. Ahead by 1. Sets are tied. I knew it the minute we got here. This is going to be a long one. In the meantime, the serve is wasted. Makaslang has been shaking her head a big part of this afternoon. But I know this also sa social media posts, you know, of the teams. They've been enjoying themselves. Quite a ball here at, boy, we are already jam-packed here. Nearly every available space is filled up. Double block in play. Referee Castillo does not blow his whistle, so there's nothing wrong. It's in play. It's an attack. It's kept high. Here's Cal, the reverse. Airborne!
Great angle of choice from Laika Ebon. As long as she gets it from the highest contact point, lagi siyang nakakalusot dun sa double block ng Farm Fresh.
She can do many things when there's time coming off the set. Pagka masyadong mabilis, parang she's forced to rush it.
Yeah. Sometimes you get brain fog pag masyadong mabilis yung nangyayari on the floor. You don't get to think the right way. Hindi ka nakakadiskarte because you just want to put that ball over.
At kuminsan, the momentum of the game, the pace of the game, gusto ng kakampi mo, swing mo agad kasi nagkakagulo sa kabila. But Ebon is a more deliberate kind of player. So let's see. It's 5 apiece in this game. That matters both for both these squads. Out of the running, but that's not important. That's a hot one.
She has been trying to go to that type of attack, but she has been constantly been checked by the blockers of the Foxies. That's why importante yung magiging role ng middle blocker ng Nxled pagkatabi niya si Joanna Marignot. She has to be an effective decoy.
Yes, I agree.
That Joanna can actually get past the defense of the Foxies.
Nicely done. Smart talaga niya, no? Ni Ramirez. Romero, rather. Ang galing niya talaga. Ito mo yung diskarte, ha? Pwede naman mag-open, eh. Eto na, dito na tayo sa malapit.
And sumisilip siya. Dun sa depensa ng Nxled.
Yung kapirasong silip na gano'n, kukuha ng picture, iikot sa mundo ng Instagram, alam na ng lahat.
The peripheral view, really important for setters.
Now, since Nolasco came in. Farm Fresh has had some defense at the net.
That's why they were able to register 4 kill blocks. Well, bulk of that came from Pascual, but Nolasco also had her fair share of good touches.
That was playable, but everybody was out of position there.
And that is an adjustment that Farm Fresh has to make also, because when the opposite hitters of Nxled puts that ball over, kadalasan dun sa same angle yun yung cross-court angle yun
Yeah.
Tapos naglaland yung bola in between the setter and the defender.
This might work, and Pascual continues to percolate. Parang ang dali ng volleyball sa kanya, no?
Low-key, but effective.
Ang rampa niya, simple lang eh. I call rampa the walk really on sa volleyball. This is a nice swing. Check ball. Score natin. Tabla-tabla. 8-all. Let's go with Cal's serve. Still to come, we've got Cherry Tigo going up against Choco Mucho here in the University of San Agustin. That is not going to work for Nolasco.
Low for her liking. Yeah, she has to be quick on her feet. Pag si Romero yung magra-run ng slide, hindi pwedeng madelay ka. That 1 second delay will really lead to an unforced error on the attack. Babalik ngayon si Kyle Tagsip as a middle blocker of the Foxies.
Hindi ka pwedeng mag-shopping at tuminto ka on the side. Kailangan mabilis. This woman just knows what she has to do.
She has been running these combination plays from the middle, going up against the single block coverage of the Nxled Chameleons.
And Pascual has delivered heavily. We are not close to our score. We will check in between sets. I would assume she's in the 10-point range already. High up. Romero got to it. Here's a gentle tap. Played and scampered 4. Hot spot.
Fermentilla continuing to attack from the left for Nxled.
Ganda ng sibat na sibat yung set na
Saka lagi niyang tinatarget yung mga end lines.
Yung direksyon ng set, kitang-kita mo, alam mong cross court ng maganda eh. Bertolano. Kombinasyon. Mintis. Check ball. Or inside. Inside to begin with.
That's a high percentage of attack from Pascual.
Nxled could be making a mistake not marking Pascual here. But she's in the back row now. Bertolano keeps it afloat. Down, up, and swung over for a free ball. Inabot. Return to sender. It bounces.
Liza Cruz was able to pop it back up for the coverage, but there was no second touch on the side of the Foxies.
Ang layo ni Bertolano. And she was surprised that the ball spun that way.
He just landed then from the attack. So,
Katatating ko lang, pinalilipad nyo na naman ako. Max lang will be serving. Halata mo yung pace ng set, ano? Each one slow, deliberate. They're fighting for the right to say our season ended with a win. That's solid. Santiago was nowhere near.
Biggest lead for the Chameleons here in the third set. First 12 serving 10.
Dalawa. Somebody is being targeted here. 13 means technical timeout. We'll be back. maaari nyo ma-experience bagong paraan ng init at sarap ng volleyball. Watch every set, spike, dig, and block live, HD, and on demand kahit saan, kahit anong oras at anumang device through Filipinas Live app. Download and register now. And my partner, Neil Flores, posted this earlier today. We have this question.
The poll question of the day for the Filipinas Live app is that which lefty opposite will score more points in this game? Is it Laika Ebon for the Nxled Chameleons? Right now, she already has 12 points. Or Trisha Tubu on the side of the Farm Fresh Foxies. Trisha Tubu didn't play in set number 2 and she's still on the bench in set number 3. But she was also able to score some points in set number 1. She had a total of 5 in total.
Biglang nag-click kasi yung second unit ni Jerry. So Trisha has not been able to return. And this is close and tight. It's 13-10. Look at the pictures we're sending you. So vibrant, so warm, with the love of the Ilonggos reaching out to all of you wherever you are. 13-10 is the count here. The Chameleons and the Foxies playing their last game of the conference. In the meantime, this is lifted high. Bertolano with the attack. And it's outside.
She has had her moments to shine, but it has been on and off so far for Joanna Marignot, but they still have a 2-point lead.
Yeah, officially it's 13-11. Our score now has adjusted. Bertolano is going to say, I like the shoes. Very colorful. Red hot! Listen to this crowd.
That is the type of recovery we want to see when a player commits an unforced error on the attack. Yung bigla ang bawi. That is an emphatic kill from the Eagle Claw herself.
Alam mo si Joe, pag galit, no? Pag galit siya, no? Alam mo yung nag-grid, nag-grind yung teeth niya, nararamdaman mo. One more time around the block. Dorog says, get out of the way. This is return to sender. All dressed up with nowhere to go.
Cal timed that perfectly. Nauna si Camps Victoria for the defense, but the slight delay actually was in sync with the approach of Kate Santiago.
This is going here, there, and everywhere. At stake, somebody's season will end on a high. Oh, wicked! What?
Zero tempo, quick attack from Louis Romero and Risa Cruz. We've been seeing a lot of slide attacks. They've been trying to connect on that be quick, but in the first 2 sets, nakukuha rin kasi nung depensa ng Nxled Chameleons. So they waited for that opportunity to get that clean hit in.
You know, this team, and also Nxled, I see good things ahead down the road. If they can just gel, continue to play together. In the meantime, that's outside. That will give the Chameleons a 4-point lead.
But there will be a challenge on the side of the Foxies. The players are confident that that ball landed inside. Ball in, ball out challenge.
Nasa TV ka na. Okay ka na. Sinisigurado niyang nasa TV siya eh. Baka daw hindi nakita. And that's the challenge. And coaches are looking at the monitor that we have here. We don't have the big screens that we usually have in our other venues, but here we go.
Yes, that hit the line. That will be inside for Farm Fresh.
No question from Coach Taka.
So that is just the second challenge of the day. 2 of the challenges have been successful on both ends of the court.
That is blocked by 2. And long long and out. There's a challenge coming from Coach Taka. I sense it. I saw the signal. Is there a block touch? Coach Villette is holding it up, the sign. Coach Villette used to coach sa ICA. And of course, Gretchen Ho was one of the products of that. I keep teasing Gretchen. Play! Come back!
Block touch challenge on one of the blockers of the Foxies.
Maganda nangyari kay Gretchen pag siya umiikot doon sa mga provincial tour. Doon siya nakikipaglaro. Akalundag pa siya. Sinenyasan ako na si Danny Ravena. Kakain kami next week. Sabay yung birthday namin. Itong mga pogi sa tabi ko, ang protocol nito, I cannot say anything about it unless you see it on your screens. Ayaw natin pangunahan di ba? Even the players.
Only the coaches can actually approach the monitors here on the technical table.
Coach Taka pointing out something to referee Imus.
There was no block touch. Challenge will be unsuccessful for the Nxled Chameleons, and the point will be awarded to the Farm Fresh Foxies.
Hey, look at this. It's 15-14. You know, this is good for these two teams. Yung ganitong laban. It'll squeeze the juice out of them. Natulungan pa ng net si Cruz. I'm gonna ask you, I know in training some teams have cones at the end. But do players actually try to target the net? That's dangerous, di ba? Or do they actually do it?
Sometimes there are strings wrapped around the antenna. So magkakaroon ng maliit na gap between the tape of the net and the string.
Okay.
And
in
sa
training.
gitna nun pinapadaan yung target practice ng mga players.
That's nice to know. Glad you're here to explain those things. Good set, but good stretch that time. In play. We are continuing to play, although the net is shaking. Nobody touching it so far. Cal with the reverse. Off the block. Alive and well. It's set up high. That'll go through two defenders. King Santiago with a red-hot delivery.
100% power from that out-of-system play. The middle blocker, Riza Cruz, was forced to put it up for the left wing.
Tama ka. Eto, lamang na ang Farm Fresh. Baka may event sila mamayang gabi. Gustong manalo na ito. Patignan natin ano response ng next lead. Cruz. And yes, that'll work. Santiago hitting two in a row. And gives them a 2-point lead. Looked like there would be a question, a challenge. But no, we play on. The set, the tap, the track down. Cruz. Pascual rather gets to it. Pascual reverses in time. The set. The set. The miss hit.
Maraganot really wanted to go for a sharp cut shot. But that is a difficult angle to hit if you're far from the net. That's why Coach Taka will call for a substitution.
There's too many things happening in that gap. Too much to deal with, actually.
Too much space.
Yes, to begin with. In the meantime, we're going to go with this serve. It's 18-15. Foxies playing catch-up, and that's long. Cruz sending it out. Coaches try not to look at the service error, really. Move on kaagad to the next point. Abel will be serving.
Coach Jerry knows that his squad is already in a good position to take set number 3. So ayaw talaga niya makita ng mga errors from that service line.
It's a come from behind journey, but look at this. Victoria unleashing a wallop there.
The USD connection right there from Mangolabnan to Victoria.
(18-17). Santiago. Quick push. Red. Counter. And we are tied up at 18. Sets are tied 1 apiece. Huwag kalimutan ang laban sa pinakabagong sports app sa Pilipinas live. Mapapanood ang PBA Season 4 live in high definition and on demand on any device. Available worldwide. Download and register now for free. Glad you're with us here in Iloilo City. I'm with Neil Flores, Ev Sarmento here. It's Farm Fresh on the right of your picture, and the Nxled Chameleons to the left, playing their last game of the conference. And look at this, Santiago is denied entry on a double block, and this will give the lead to the Chameleons.
Farm Fresh is experiencing the same problem that they had in set number one, where they had a good lead, then they started to make mistakes on the floor.
Pipe attack. Pascual can fly. Victoria too close to the net. It looked like a regalo, but nobody close to the gift. That is rejected. Santiago has been denied.
As Victoria has her number. Now, Justin Dorog will play in the wings for Coach Jerry Lee. Dalawang lamang nila kanina, but now they're down by 2.
And ganun na nag-change ang fortunes, ganun kabilis, ano? Abel. Dug up. Denied.
Foxies can't seem to get through the net defense of the Nxled Chameleons. This time it was Navarro supporting Victoria on the right side. The offense has become predictable in this rotation. Lalo na't dalawa lang yung attackers ng Farm Fresh.
Hindi umiikot no? Bartolano. Ooh, that's tough to handle. But Pascual may do. Hello, nobody home.
The Chameleons enjoying themselves here in the tail end of set number 3.
They managed to roar back here. New faces. Mondoñedo is in for the first time. That Sip saw action briefly earlier. Referee Imus reminding Coach Jerry the number of subs he has remaining. 22-18. Abel. Reverse. Tubo can't enter the door. 5-point lead by the Chameleons.
The 4 or 5 attempts of the Foxies have been rejected
in succession. By
the defense of the Nxled Chameleons. Impressive blocking pattern.
It's a lockdown. Abel. tracked down. That is alive. No whistle. We play on. We're gonna. No whistle. We still. Referee. There's already a challenge here. Right in the middle of the play. There was a buzzer.
Coach Taka is consulting with the technical table. He wants to make sure that the score is correct.
Yung pancake kanina ata ang issue,
Yeah.
ano?
Upon the landing of the ball dun sa floor ng Nxled Chameleons, the coaching staff of Farm Fresh were already signaling that they wanted to challenge the floor touch. But the rally went on.
Walang whistle eh, di ba?
But nung narinig na yung buzzer, dun na nagkatalo.
And about the challenge, you can do it even if the ball is in play. And I can't tell you what's happening to my left here because they're discussing that point. Can only reveal it to you once it has been decided on. The interesting part is that it's not the technician who decides on it, it's the referee still. It's still the officials who take a look at it. I think, I'll wait, Here it is.
We're checking the right clip. It
it-
was
it-
the pancake save.
Not the dolphin dive.
Yeah.
Eh.
The dolphin dive was clearly a good ball from Nxled, but they were asking the first part of that rally wherein Nxled attempted for a pancake save. That was the first attack of Justin Dorog, I believe.
And what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, is that they're looking at 2 or 3 angles on this one. There are some unmanned cameras which are laid out on the court. Actually, the players are actually seeing the challenge video because we don't have the big screens here. Where here we go. Ito yung issue.
Yes, that was indeed a floor touch.
You know what? I know sometimes the challenge can take a while. But you know what I like? What he took out is the excessive complaining. Diba? The excessive dramatic some of the coaches have been. They yell for a touch and 4 touches. And somehow that has been one of the pluses of the challenge system. In the meantime, back to live action. Bartolano is there down the middle. And this middle has now been amply covered by Nxled.
That wasn't the best of choices for Mondoñedo. Again, if you're going to give a quick attack, you have to be able to isolate your blockers properly. So that a quick, it was very straightforward, and the blockers didn't even have to move.
It was a crowded party room. They could not get the drinks to the intended recipient.
There are other options actually for that quick attack.
And we're at set point for the Chameleons. And that'll be a point for Farm Fresh as they continue to kick away, down by 4, saving 1 set point.
Foxies need to reach their rotation kung saan meron silang 3 attackers because yung rotation na 2 lang yung attackers nila, dyan talaga tumatagal.
still in play. Panay kay Bertolano. And alive, Tubog sends it over. Down the middle. Chaos on the side of Farm Fresh, and they lose this third.
That power tip from Makaslang will get that point and that set for the girls in black. This is now a 2-1 affair between the Chameleons and the Foxies.
And Nilanay and the rest of the PVL brigade here in Iloilo. Babalik kami. Congrats lang kabo.
Jump.
And this is where we are, the University of San Agustin, and we've done 3 sets, and the Nxled Chameleons have the edge, not without the lead actually first belonging to Farm Fresh in that third.
And Coach Jerry was so dismayed dun sa 2-point lead na nawala. It all started with that service error.
Everything followed.
But it was obvious that the saving grace of Nxled was their blocking. Those 5 consecutive skill blocks against Kate Santiago and the rest of the attackers of the Farm Fresh Foxies proved to be the game changer for the ladies in black. And Camille Victoria was feeling it in that set. She had a lot of defensive touches. She also had a couple of clean hits in for Nxled. 7 big blocks compared to the single one of Farm Fresh. Again, decision-making in game, pagdating sa dulo, will always be crucial. And that is something that these teams will learn through the set losses, through the games that they have gone through in the past as well. But now, for Farm Fresh, alam nila they have identified that already from set number 1 pala, na pag nagkamali sila ng may lamang sila, it tends to snowball to the other categories. So now, they just have to take care of that lead because we know that they can attack well. They have heavy-handed attackers. Now, Trisha Tubo is back on the floor. And Kate Santiago will also return. But eventually, if hindi napapaikot din yung tao,
you're right. Kasi yung rotation nila, ang serve patuloy na nasa, in old term, volleyball terms, Farm Fresh needed the side out. They had to get the serve so the rotation would swing. And they couldn't get their attackers kasi markado na kamo nga si Santiago. So let's see. Here we go with set number 4. Still to come, Choco faces Cherry. And this place could be loud and rocking later on. Here we go, 4th set. We're off and running. Victoria continues to sizzle.
She's more comfortable in attacking from the right side compared to hitting from the middle.
Iba ang perspective.
Yeah.
Yung gitna parang ang daming pwedeng, kung hindi ka sanay dyan, ang daming pwedeng mangyari. Mali ang pag-face mo sa net. You could be off by several centimeters. In the meantime, track down, reverse. And if that's Santiago, that augurs well for her confidence because she was really checked in that previous set.
She needed that point to get back sa groove niya because a while ago, a lot of out-of-system plays, siya naman yung pumupuntos for Farm Fresh.
That's such a good point. In the meantime, this is red. And identified cleanly by the Foxies as sailing out. Ooh, that corner. Sometimes all we can say is, ooh, wow. I was teasing Noringo once and ang daming wow at oo dyan ah. And it was a nail biter that she was doing that day. We watch each other's games and unfortunately. In the meantime, glad that you are watching wherever you're catching us. Ay, short. Ramdam mo na eh.
Forced error will be given up by the Farm Fresh Foxies.
Jerry is like that general in an army who is unperturbed, unmoved, but you can tell that he's disappointed, but they get it back. They get it back. Oh, volleyball, such a fickle game, you know. Such a fickle game. One moment you're on, then just the next moment you're not even in sync. That's why you try to train, practice, get experience. Maraginot working the back row. Oh, that's a lucky break. And that's disappointing for the Foxies because that was playable.
It was a clear miss-hit from Jara Permentilla from the left side. No, a little bit of spin, but the hit was flat. Lisa Cruz was preparing for her transition to offense. Pero
you should know by now that the players are not laughing at the other side. They're laughing at their fortune and their luck in getting that over despite it being not hit decisively.
set.
Too tight. So bright. Went over the net. Flight. Playable. Playable. Yes. It's achieved. It's in play. And down and out. That's Ebon returns.
the Farm Fresh Foxies actually had an opportunity to challenge a foot fault against Johanna Maraginot on her attempt, but they held back.
Baka they felt they could get the next point the next sequence Merong ganun inside yan, bawi. 4 against 5 po ang ating score as Trisha Tubo will be serving. Hawakan mo yung upuan mo, baka makuha na yung upuan mo. Sa dami ng tao.
Naka-standing room only lang tayo dito, but people are still flocking into our venue.
Yeah. Yung upuan ng 4 na producer dyan sa loob ng booth, kukunin ko yung silya nyo dyan. Huwag kayong kumain na wala pa kami. Ay. Nakakapag bagsak ng balikat yung gano'n. Ay.
Both teams have been exchanging errors.
The fatigue.
The first part of set number 4.
Fatigue.
That can be a factor.
Yung fatigue at saka yung dehydration ng konti. Ano yan, mainit kasi din yung venue. Eto. Wow. Tubo with an excellent elevation. Nearly dumped clean. Here comes a standing toss. That's I'm waiting for the call. It's in.
Check ball. Farm Fresh keeping it close. We're now tied at 6 apiece.
Actually, parang boxing itong dalawang to. They're slugging hard at each other. And here comes Jasmine Pascual.
You have to remember that for teams, they have that tendency to relax once they're up by a set or up by 2 sets.
Human nature, no?
That they're on your screen, just giving her all. This time, that's a faster tempo on the attack of Cavs Victoria from the middle. Papalit-palit din siya ng position.
Ebon. They have to send it over. They do. Open. Ang daming open spaces ng Farm Fresh. They're always caught with somebody not in position. It's read so cleanly by Nxled.
That back-to-back points.
Pascual is now given her first rest after being on the floor for the second and third long. Like Ebon sending it long and start shouting, bawi, bawi, bawi. By the way, it was nice to find out that the Nxled Chameleons are in like a homecoming as the founders of Akari Lighting and Technology Corporation, Dr. Carlos and Mrs. Rosario, you were both born here in Iloilo. Alam niyo naman sister companies yung dalawang yan. Boy, they have so many products. I was in a hardware store the other day. I was surrounded.
They were giving away products a while ago to the fans.
Bakit?
Pati yung farm, I think most of the teams will be giving freebies to all of our supporters. Most of our supporters, not all. Baka mag-expect.
I will expect Cherry Tigo to give something later on.
Maybe shirts. I think they will be throwing shirts to the crowd later on.
Santiago's had a hard day at the office here.
She started out really well, but now she has become a target of the Nxled Chameleons defensively.
Maraginot will be serving. Back row attack. Ooh. Kubo mishit it and landed short.
These errors are just painful, really, for Farm Fresh because they've been trying their best to get through the net defense of Nxled. At may mga times na mahaba rally na papaghirapan nila, but when it comes to controlling their mistakes, yun yung kailangan nilang isipin. That is another error.
Coach Taka celebrating with a clenched fist. On that one, they lead currently by 3, 11-8. Coach Jerry has seen enough.
Once again, after this match, we will have a game between Jerry Timo for Summers and Superwacho.
Clearly, Jerry trying to percolate his team, perk them up. Watch men's volleyball action this 2023 as the Spikers Surf Invitational Conference rolls along every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And some days, Neil and I are there, actually. One Sports Plus, and Pilipinas Live. Spikers Surf, where power meets passion. And that's also happening here. As these two teams slug against each other, no need to go that far, and they allow it to bounce away. It's 11-9. You know, it's easy to say also they got to manage their errors and Foxies. But also there's the pressure. May pressure din eh.
Counts Victoria having the time of her life here in Iloilo City.
Getting those simple rolls to crawl over.
We saw a lot of different types of attacks from Camps Victoria throughout this game. Kanina, we saw back-to-back quick attacks. This time, it was a top spin shot. Kanina, she has been powering through the defense of Farm Fresh.
Trisha attacks. Free ball. Handled well by the D on the floor. Tubo. Italiano. Santiago. Uh-oh. Well done. Only she knew what was going to happen in that sequence, actually. She sent it along the line and got it back along the line as well.
As a left wing spiker, if you're going to get that first pass, importante na itaas mo yun sa setter
Yeah.
so that you could have that allowance of time to backtrack, backpedal, and go for an approach.
Gain some footage for your approach. Tama nga naman. And into a campfire. Technical timeout in progress. We'll have you back here in Iloilo in just a moment.
Jump.
Full house here at the University of San Agustin. By the way, get access to the second All-Filipino conference of the Premier Volleyball League live and on HD on One Sports Plus more premium channels for the whole family when you switch to Signal Postpaid. Subscribe to Plan 520 and enjoy some 3 months. I can't say this at the same time. I have to read the plug and I have to mention that Timothy Tan is an executive of Akari. But I will still complete this. 888-555 or visit your Nxled Signal. Meron dyan sa loob nagsasabi, EQ mo, nasa plug pa ako, no? Bihira kayo. Misread ng set. Di ba? Akala ko, quick, yung pala, be quick now. But it's nice to see the Akari and Nxled officials here. Home base pala nila itong Iloilo. Kaya pala itong, sino ba? Both of them actually had good dinners here, there, and everywhere. Where did you not have a good dinner here in Iloilo naman? Kayo nga eh. May patatoys dyan, may pa-breakthrough dyan. Which are the go-to places, of course, dito sa Iloilo. Oto, 3 points lang ito. Pero ang Farm Fresh has to dig in deep, ha? Yung kanilang comeback qualities, kung anong alam nila sa volleyball, kailangan ilabas nila ngayon.
We're halfway through the set already. So they have to make their move now
One
and they
step
have to
forward.
start by maximizing that error from the side of the Nxled Chameleons. Cal giving away a point.
Maraginot. Slap up. Bertolano will have to heave it over. Slang missed it. Yes, she missed it. Nipis, ano? Konti lang.
That's 2 consecutive points for Farm Fresh.
13-12 ang ating score. We're waiting for the number 2. Yeah, you know. Close to the net. Yep, back row player.
Now that's 3 consecutive points for the Foxies. In set number 1, they clearly had that advantage when it comes to the service line. Pero bumaliktad yun eh, nung set number 2 and 3. And right now, they are trying to re-establish the power in their serve.
Yes.
To get Nxled out of system.
And that's on the floor. Ebon, Victoria, these are the X factors for this Nxled team. Boy, our crew has done a lot of housekeeping on the floor. This has been literally drenched with sweat. Good serve. In play. Oh, what a set. Kept in play by Ravenna. Louis had it. Bertolano fires. Still in play. The reverse. High off the block. Cruz had a hand on it. Tubu.
Game face on for Trisha Tubu. No more emotions. just getting the points needed for the Foxies.
Advantage of Trisha Tubo, she's gotten a rest. She's probably fresher than most of the other players who have not seen all that rest here. And dug up by Doro with an excellent effort, but it just sailed out. Nakapakahirap ng mga ganon, ha? Almost on the floor.
Reaction time,
Uh-oh.
It's a big factor when you're playing the role of the libero.
Are my hands in the right place? Dami to consider. So it has to be almost like a muscle memory move. Santiago onto Louis Ramirez says, I gotcha.
The second time
Romero says, gotcha.
Romero went to that 1-2 play. She's at 100% pagdating sa atake na yan.
Nakita niya yung butas eh. She spotted it in the corner of her eye. That's Louis Romero, sorry. In the meantime, Bertolano is going to serve. Rocket. And Kate Santiago doing a good job here. She will attack. The net is a-shaking. And look at this. Farm Fresh stays alive here. Talk of comeback qualities. Maybe they have that. They're now in the lead, 16-15.
Can they pass the pressure test here in set number 4? That is the bigger question.
Yes, indeed.
For the Farm Fresh Foxies. Good sign that Eliza Bertolano is on the service line. One of the best servers for their team, actually.
And she unleashed a bullet there. This is a gentle tap. Nxled. It flies over. And it stays down and out. Ever telling the ball never come back.
Open block on the side of the Foxies. Kate Santiago went up for the block against Victoria. And on her way down, nakaangat na itong si Laika Evon to go for that powerful hit. Now the double sub will come in. Navarro and Mangulabnan. Familiar substitution for Coach Taka.
Still in just the curtain raiser of our twin bill here in Iloilo City. Glad you could join us to be in the heart of volleyball. Now playing in Iloilo. That's blocked.
Now Louis Romero is giving instructions to Kate Santiago. Kate Santiago had a big advantage in the cross-court angle because the shorter blockers are there. But she twisted and challenged the block of the tallest one.
And she could not overpower
Victoria.
it. Yeah. Tubo. Mangulabnan. Cut. Romero. Wide. Lots of higil on that one. But they want to challenge it.
As a lefty, I guess she's more comfortable in hitting these line balls, targeting zone 1, compared to going cross-court.
You know, it could be decided by the slimmest of margins, you know. That is the challenge, the block touch issued by Farm Fresh. And immediately I heard this, that was a quick review. It looks like it is unsuccessful.
Clearly outside.
And hitting nobody.
She was facing zone 1, pati yung arm swing kasi papunta dun sa ganung direction.
Yes.
So that's too much of an angle for Kate Santiago.
Bertolano. Tubo. And that's inside. Quick delivery, making it 19-16. Para Ginop. Maj Mangulabnan with the serve. Blocked! 2 in a row, and Coach Taka celebrating.
So Maraguinot finally finding her groove here in set number 4, getting a huge kill block against that slide attack of Arisa Cruz.
Players on the bench cheering on their starters.
Ooh, what a dig from
Yes.
Danny Ravena.
Nice stop. Back return to sender.
They've been a force at the net.
Sobra.
Mapapanaginipan siguro to ng Farm Fresh yung blocking ng Nxled in this game.
When they dream, it will now be the hands that they will see haunting them. Tubo continues to plug away. Counter block lifted high by Cruz, but that is too hot to handle.
Janine Navarro getting an early gift from the Foxies, and now they're just 3 points away
From going home to our hotel. We still have Choco and Cherry in a short while. Bertolano spinning around on 2, but it's kept in play. Anticipated. And the ground is low.
So Maraguinot waxing hot when it matters the most. You can count on her to deliver these fatal blows to the side of Farm Fresh.
And now it's not just tiptoeing, but giant strides toward the finish. Santiago getting the point there, 23-17.
I believe that Santiago is currently the top scorer in terms of numbers.
Despite all the struggles, though. Because she's been prolific. She scattered her points throughout the match. And we arrive at match point. The serve for the match. Blocked. Kept alive. Blocked. And out! And Nxled will go home with a win.
What a recovery from the Nxled Chameleons. They did have their own fair share of struggles in this game, but ultimately the chemistry just worked big time. Coach Taka loved that win.
A nice way to go home, of course. Okay, we'll take a short break. We'll wrap this up very nicely with a good ribbon, and we'll be back with you very shortly. Okay, let's try to wrap this up cleanly with a nice ribbon. Our first match today had Nxled winning in 4. What a heavyweight battle between these two teams. Look how long it took them in each set to be able to scrap the win here. And Farm Fresh also ending its season with a good note that they could be better in the future. And we salute both teams for doing so well here today. So that'll bring their conference to a close. And in just a short while, we're trying to set up the interview actually with our best player of the match. But also we'd like to invite Farm Fresh Foxies to thank our audience here at the University of San Agustin Gym, venue for our games here at Iloilo City. Crowd beginning to murmur simply because Choco Mucho is going to play, and you know how popular that team can be. And if Neil is ready, go Neil.
I am here with the setter of the Farm Fresh Foxies, Louie Romero. And Louie, we know that you flew all the way from Manila papunta sa Iloilo. So we'll give you the opportunity to thank all of the supporters of your team.
Maayong adlaw sa inyong tanan! Hello, Iloilo! Maraming salamat po sa mainit na pagtanggap sa aming team. In behalf of Farm Fresh Foxies, thank you po sa lahat ng pumunta at nag-effort dito sa venue at nag-enjoy po kami sa game namin ngayon. Salamat sa inyong tanan!
Again, let's give a warm round of applause for Louie Romero and the rest of the Farm Fresh Foxies. Now let's shift on over to our player of the game. We have from the Nxled Chameleons, Cams Victoria. Again, we have our player of the game, Cams Victoria. I just have a few questions from you before tayo sumayaw ng TikTok, okay? How was the experience playing in Iloilo? Alam ko, first time ng Nxled Chameleons here. So, kamusta yung experience?
Excited and mixed emotions, syempre, last game. Pero excited din kasi gusto namin ipakita yung pinaghirapan namin with Coach Taka and sa ibang coaches din namin. Thank you, Lord!
It was a well-deserved 4-set win, Cams. And kanina we saw that you were playing two positions. Paminsan nasa middle ka, paminsan nasa opposite ka. How do you manage the shift in positionings?
Sobrang thankful ko din kay Coach Taka kasi binibigyan niya ako ng opportunity to play ng dalawang posisyon para makatulong din sa team.
You had a total of 17 points, 12 attacks, and 5 big blocks. So you deserve this spotlight, Cams. And now you can also greet all of the supporters of the Nxled Chameleons here in Iloilo City.
Hello po sa lahat na nanood! And binabati ko po si Sir Chris, Sir Russell, Ma'am Elsa, Tito Mosey, family ng teammates ko, and family ko, Victoria, Miranda family, and Arribas family.
Again, maraming salamat. Guys, palakpakan naman natin Cams Victoria
Thank you.
from the Nxled Chameleons. We'll wrap this baby up because we still have one main match, so I'll turn it over now to you, Sev.
Thank you very much, Neil Flores, Cams Victoria, thank you. And coming up next is going to be Choco Mucho against Cherry Tigo. This place is gonna rock. Don't go too far away. This is the heart of volleyball, the premier volleyball league, right here, halin sa Iloilo.
Jump.